Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Tom Bucks, and today I'm finally showcasing to you guys my ABC deck.
ABC? Why you get B and C? Why not only A? You play B and C. You are no son of mine.
But Dad, I need the B's and the C to combo.
Just look at your ABC deck, like your report card. Too many B's and C. Why not just play AAA Dragon Buster?
Okay, Dad, I'll play AAA Dragon Buster, okay? As I was saying, today I'm going to be showcasing to you guys my spin on ABC. This is Trap ABC. I'm not going to lie, I thought that this deck wasn't going to go beyond maybe like a fun deck of mine on the side, but I've been playing it for about a month now, and it has performed way beyond expectations. Against the meta stuff, against rogue stuff, it's just very versatile. So I'm going to showcase it to you guys in a deck profile. I got some tech options in addition to the profile. That's why there's no list on the side. And I'm going to do one quick combo, and then we're going to jump into replays on showing you guys how to win with this deck, because you guys requested it for some time now, showcase the deck in action, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'd appreciate it if you guys hit that like button for me, and don't forget to smash the subscribe button and ding the notification bell. Really appreciate you guys. And if you guys really want to help support this channel, I mean like really want to help support this channel, check out the Patreon link down in the description. Any amount helps me out a lot, and I appreciate you guys for doing so. Now let's begin. Alright, let's go over this one quickly so that we can go into the gameplay, and then I can explain all the plays I choose to do there. So I have triple A Assault Core, triple B Buster Drake, and double C Crush Wyvern, because this is the ratio that I'm currently playing. It's up to you whether or not you want to change it up, but if you play anything less than 2 copies of each, and you're crazy. But personally, this is the ratio I want to go with, because you do want to use Unauthorized Reactivation to protect your cards, and having the option in there in your deck is better than throwing them all into the graveyard, being unable to protect, because you need that card to protect you from Nibiru. You need to protect you against the Dark Ruler No Mores, the Forbidden Droplets. Those are key cards where you can just suddenly spit out these cards, and being unaffected means it's good. Your cards are still alive. And ideally, you want to open with a B or an A so that you can actually do your combos. A C used to be important, but this one is just not as important these days. It does help you get additional bodies back onto the field and build bigger link monsters. That's what I mainly use it for. Now, in terms of the other Union monster, Union Driver. Psyframe Driver, Union Driver, it's just Psyframe Driver suited up, because this card sucks to be in your hand. You don't want this in your hand, but it is really, really good in the deck, just like Psyframe Driver. But Union Driver, of course, it can be equipped to any monster, so you can use Unauthorized Reactivation on basically anything. And you can just equip this guy because it's always live, and then you can just tag it out and spit it into another Union monster that can actually summon out of the spell and trap zone, just because it's live again. So that's one of the best parts about this card. It's a free summon, and ABC can summon it back. ABC does not summon back ABC pieces, it summons back Union monsters, remember guys? So that's why this card is amazing. If this card's in your hand, it's awful. You need Unauthorized Reactivation to equip it to stuff, or you can throw it into the graveyard with the Galaxy Soldiers. And speaking of Galaxy Soldiers, you have a pair of Galaxy Soldiers and a Photon Orbital. So you equip this with the Union Carrier, and then you send it to the grave to add a Galaxy Soldier. That's why the whole combo is one card combo. It's amazing. And okay, so Galaxy Soldier can toss this away, and you can always fetch this card back to your hand if you need it through the use of A Assault Core, and you can actually leave some of your ABC pieces in the graveyard if you just need hand size manipulation. And don't forget, this is still a light machine, so you can still summon this card out with another machine and go into your Union Carrier and still make an ABC Dragon Buster with, like, even without the Infinity paired next to it. So those are some of the options. And next, we have the hand traps. We have triple Ash Blossom. Just adjust the hand traps to whatever format it is, because that's honestly what you have to do in real life anyways. Triple Gamma and a Driver. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not running Psyframe Lambda. I considered it before, but my extra deck actually just doesn't have enough space for it. But it's not too bad. This is mainly just to bait people. If you bait people into using an Ash on your Union hanger, then you get to end on a bigger board. And if they don't, well, you have a discard fodder, or yeah, you can, because these guys are light too, so you can send them away with your Galaxy Soldier. So those are some of your options. But yeah, you guys should know how to use hand traps, guys. I really hope you guys do anyway. Into the spell lineup. This is a 40 card deck, or rather it's technically, you can consider it as a 39 card deck. We do play one Upstart Goblin, and that's just mainly there so that we can draw more into our field spell. The field spell is just so important. Unauthorized Reactivation and the field spell are the two main components of the deck that you want to see basically every game. Opening an A with an Unauthorized Reactivation is good. Opening a B with an Unauthorized Reactivation is good. Basically, triple Unauthorized Reactivation. This is the card that helps you equip straight from the deck or from your hand. It also counts for the hand as well, and that lets you turn it into a free summon or a free protection. It's a quick play spell, which means you can set it. It's amazing if you set it. I'll show you one game that basically they have Dark Ruler and everything, and this card basically just saved the entire day. It's just kind of one-sided after that. But next, one Terraforming, triple Union Hanger, because you want to see this card no matter how many copies you have. And speaking of which, I'm trying to max out, so I am playing set rotation with a brick. Well, it's kind of a brick. Yeah, why don't you give yourself Mystic Mine? Because I don't want to give my opponent Mystic Mine on me. I want to give them pseudo space because it's useless to them half the time. Or you can technically play the true brick if they're playing a real field spell, because pseudo space you can at least use it. Hopefully you don't need to use it, because if you need to use it, you should be able to burn through all 8 of your ABC pieces within the first 2 turns. Like, if you go through the first 2 turns and you're out of ABC pieces, you're doing it right, because your opponent should be dead, because it should be double ABC by turn 3. That's how you play this deck. And so yeah, this is here to max out. Union Hanger being a 1-card combo. The best part about Union Hanger being a 1-card combo is that all the other 4 cards just make your board even stronger or help you counter against hand traps. And countering hand traps is not that bad, because Union Hanger plus an ABC piece means you already dodge Ash Blossom for the most part. And you can most likely chain block everything else. And that's why the ABC triggers are really, really nice. Moving on, we have 1 Call by the Grave to eat the remaining hand trap. Like, I guess I'm not even sure which hand trap we would eat with this, but it's just nice to have an extra copy of Protection and 1 Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion is not just for Millennium Eyes Restrict. We have Panzer Dragon in there for a light machine that can also level 5, so you can turn it into Infinity in case they ash you. Basically, everything has a follow-up, but if you're really afraid of hand traps, you can run the Millennium Eyes Restrict, which I also do run. The extra deck right now, I'll give you guys all the extra techs in the next section after we go through the extra deck. Now, the namesake of the deck, Trap ABC. This is influenced by a lot of the, I guess, the trap decks. All those Eldritch decks that max out 60-card Eldritch maximum traps. Trap Trick is one of the key cards to help you fetch out your toolbox. It's your toolbox card here. And there's one card that a lot of the other decks can't run. I mean, sure, there's the really good cards that I am running in here. I run, I guess 3 sets of different traps here. So triple Trap Trick because it's the name of the deck, and it's personally one of the best things against dinosaurs. You can use it in the battle phase to really hinder your opponent, and dinosaurs don't really blow up back row, so it's not too bad. And they mainly go into what? Dolka? So the best card in the entire deck, we have Union Scramble. A pair of Union Scramble. This card naturally pluses so much. If you have Union Hanger paired with this, I think you get about 7 monsters worth of play on this over a course of 2 turns. Otherwise, immediately it's already live. The moment you use Union Driver, this card is already live because it's up to 3, not 3 exactly from ABC, which is why this card is really, really good. And yeah, if your combo gets stopped and you have a Union Scramble, it also has a graveyard effect to actually banish itself to add a card back from the banish pile. That is just icing on the cake to me, and of course that part of the effect can be used during your opponent's turn. So yeah, you just keep in mind of how to use this card, because this card will save you the game. You can make double ABC with 4 boss monsters, basically 2 ABCs and 2 Link 4s with Union Scramble. If you have a Union Hanger out, or even if you don't, you can still at least get 3 bosses out, which is insane. And every single time I resolve this card, I won the game. Now next, we have the banishing based traps. Choose your own trap lineup if you have something that you're personally more comfortable with, but Ice Dragon's Prison is just ideally really good, especially if your opponent makes a card like Dragoon. You can bait your opponent with some of your ABC pieces, like, oh, I'm gonna build an ABC Dragon Buster, and then you just Ice Dragon Prison them after they negate your card, and then you can just continue playing. And if you pair it with a Union Scramble, like you banish all your cards, the ABC Dragon Buster gets killed, that's fine too, because this is what you can counter all those Kaijus and all those DD Crows, all those Alav Justice, whatever his name is. What's this guy called? Yeah, Cycle Reader. Like, anytime you get your stuff banished, it fuels your Union Scramble, so you don't even feel that bad. They actually get a minus for doing so. So that's what I really like about this deck. So those are the main deck lineup. Now for the extra deck lineup, of course we are running triple ABC Dragon Buster. This card got unlimited. Hopefully I don't put it back on the ban list. I don't think I have that kind of influence, but if you guys break this deck even further, leave it down in the comment section because I really enjoy this deck. You know, a little bit more than Drytrons personally, but ABC Dragon Buster, since the format is kind of more trap based, you know, a little bit slower thanks to VFD being around. Triple Dragon Buster, this card just builds all your resources. Is basically Union Scramble naturally, or rather Union Scramble is this with less restriction, but Triple Dragon Buster is a must. I play one copy of Mechaba because I play Cyber Dragon Infinity, so I have Cyber Dragon Nova naturally, so if they go into their Dogmatica stuff, boom, this card can punish them, and it's just easy access here. As for my instant fusion targets, I have Millenniumizer Strict and a Panzer Dragon, and I guess if it does get destroyed, I get to pop a card on the field, so it's not too bad per se. Funny enough, you can kind of use this to out a Mystic Mine. If you use Instant Fusion, summon out the card, let it die from the Instant Fusion effect, then because there's no monsters on the field, boom, you get to pop a card. Yeah, I guess you can kind of play with that, I suppose. But anyways, that's only if some people do some weird stuff. Now into the Cyber Dragon stuff. We have Cyber Dragon Infinity. Of course, we have the Cyber Dragon Nova. These are kind of self-explanatory machines. There is an additional tech you can slap on top of this, which would have been Zeus if you want to throw money into the game. Personally, I think I kind of went with a little bit more of a, well, it's not really that budget personally. One Abyss Dweller because you have a ton of level 4s, and if you use Union Scramble, this is a really good card. And if you Union Scramble during, your opponent doesn't do anything and you didn't need to use Union Scramble during your end phase, save it for your own turn because that means you get to play with the additional 3 monsters, which can build basically any bosses. And don't forget, it's not just like 3 monsters that don't recur anything. A recurs a resource from the graveyard, B recurs one from the deck, and C lets you summon out that card. In other words, it lets you build a 4th body onto the field. That's why it's pretty insane. That's why I really like the card. And as for Link package, we have the Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Unicorn. Nice Discord fodder. You can also run Barricade Borg Blocker if that's your fancy. One that you have to run is Union Carrier, because Union Carrier, you have to be smart with Union Carry. It's not always the generic go-tos. This one can actually help you protect. If you already have all the cards you need in your hand, Union Carry can protect your ABC, can protect your Infinity. There's just a ton of options here. And there's also IP Masquerena. And as for the last 2 bosses, one of my favorite plays is, you know, putting an ABC on the board and then IP Masquerena so that I can tag out the ABC to make an Appaloosa with 4 material, cannot be destroyed by card effects. It's pretty painful for the Drytron matchup. And then we have, of course, Access Code Talker, because Access Code Talker will let me, I guess, take care of the problem with Dragoon, or just basically OTK my opponent with 1 ABC and 1 of these. Going through Unicorn is instant game. So that's the extra deck lineup. Alright, the tech quickie here. Let's just get rid of the cards that I did not like. Platinum Gadget is just too slow. More susceptibility to hand traps. Let's just get rid of it. Just don't play that stuff. Then we want to play a more slow format. Then you can try out the Inspector Border. It's a light machine. It's also really big and beefy. Stops your opponent from playing. It's kind of like putting them under Mystic Mine. And speaking of Mystic Mine, you can pair them all together to create a much slower experience. Overall, it's not too bad. And you can even protect your cards from, say, Drytron Nova. That's probably what you guys are saying. Like, oh, Nova, just crash into it. Yeah, cool. A chain unauthorized reactivation. Equip a card, you don't run green light, so I equip a card, my equip dies, your monster dies, and now you don't have a board. So that's a fun way to deal with Drytrons. I kind of still side this card right now. Then there's also Mystic Mine Metaverse, just gives you the additional field spell. It's okay, a little slow, but Mystic Mine probably makes it a much better because you can use it as a full counter. Parallel Seas is a win more card. Bad parts about it, it's not a machine. You don't even need it for chain blocking either because your ABC piece is already the chain block. And if you have like the Galaxy Soldier, this Cyberse does not work in your favor, which makes your hands even more awkward, more bricks, win more for sure because the IP Masquerena on top always feels nice and it just gives you a little bit an additional extension. As for the extra deck packages, we have Double or Nothing Utopia. Of course, just surprise OTK, you're running a level 4 deck. I mean, Union Hanger can just set this whole thing up on its own. It's nice. I've used it against Virtual World. It's not bad, especially when they accidentally left 1 monster in attack position, and that was all I needed to kind of kill them, so that was nice. 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 Then there's Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. Honestly, I recommend it should probably be a staple. One Union Scramble, and you can already make this, can break any monster. And on top of that, you can make this and then drop an ABC Dragon Buster. There's nothing wrong with this. And when you drop this, it's super threatening. You can even chain block it so that they can't even negate this, even if they want to like do something about it. And it's actually very hard to negate anyway. So that's why this card is highly recommended. And then there's Zeus if you want to stack it on top of the Infinity. All right, for the combo portion, these are the additional extenders you want to see in your hand. Well, not really extender, but additional cards that you would want to see in your hand. You want 2 disruptions, an unauthorized guarantee. You definitely want this one, and maybe an ABC piece, A or B preferred. That way you can play around with stuff like Ash and stuff like that. So if we activate Union Hanger, this gets Ash, then you can throw this card on the board and you can build your entire field. So we're going to activate this. We're going to add to our hand a Bee Buster Drake. So Union Hanger, add the Bee Buster Drake. We're going to summon out the Bee Buster Drake. Bee Buster Drake is going to equip the Union Driver. It doesn't really matter if it's A or B, because essentially you're just going to summon out the other card that's not there. We're going to activate the Union Driver and banish it and equip straight from the deck. We're going to equip the other A. And now that it's been summoned from Union Driver, activate the effective A, special summon itself, because that's not from Union Hanger. We're going to link these 2 away. So these are cards that are still in my hand, and we're going to summon out the Union Carrier. This is going to be Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. Chain Link 2 resolves, alright, and we're going to add back the Bee Buster Drake. Chain Link 1 is the Bee Buster Drake. We're going to add our card of C Crush Wyvern. Now we have all our pieces. This is still in the graveyard. So this is the best part here, and also probably the most vulnerable. I would say activate Union Carrier effect. If Union Carrier gets hit by a Gamma or an Imperm, that's why this is here. We have the Unauthorized Reactivation. Now, even if they didn't have it, you should still set this card because it will protect you against some of the big heavy hitter spell cards. So if we activate this, we're going to go with the Photon Orbital. And hopefully Photon Orbital does not get Ash, unless they already baited it on the Union Hanger. Then they will feel super bad. We're going to send this to the graveyard by its own effect, because when it's equipped to something, you send it to the graveyard, and you can add to your hand a Galaxy Soldier. So these are the cards that were originally in my hand anyway, I didn't use. And these are the cards that I kind of fetched out only from the Union Hanger. Activate the Galaxy Soldier, send the Crush Wyvern into the graveyard, special summon it, and use its effect, add another Galaxy Soldier into the hand. So that seems self-explanatory so far. And then we're going to activate the second Galaxy Soldier and send it to the graveyard. See, it's like, what if they Nibiru you here? It feels very awkward. They would never Nibiru you. Like, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 5. This is the only point they can hit you with a Nibiru. So if they hit you with an Nibiru here, this is probably the best point, but then you'll still finish with an ABC Dragon Buster, because all ABC pieces are in the grave. Now, if you overlay into your Cyber Dragon Nova, they're not going to Nibiru you anymore, because if you hit you with a Nibiru, you're going to drop a Mechaba on their face, and now they have to deal with a Mechaba plus the other one. With the Nova, they're not going to do anything, so you get to go into Infinity. So now that the Nibiru is not worth your time anymore, you can banish your 3 ABC pieces, summon out an ABC Dragon Buster. So the point here is, if you have Unauthorized Reactivation, you would 100% sit this card, because it's one of the best cards to use against your opponent. But make sure you leave yourself some zones, because you need to equip straight from the deck. And if you got disrupted earlier on, having traps will let you keep playing. And the trap trick going into the Union Scramble, the only card that you would technically have is the Union Driver. And if you have the Union Driver, you can revive it for sure. And then once you revive it, equip it, send it. Now you can actually rebuild your whole combo all over again. So that's why it's really good. And now that you have Union Scramble in the graveyard, boom, you get to add a card back from your banish pile. So that's kind of how it all works out. So our first game here is going to be against a dinosaur deck that chose to go second, starting with a Red Eyes Fusion, a Dark Ruler No More, and Ash. Not too bad overall, though there's not too much to follow up on right here. So I start off with a Union Hanger. This is what I mean by a really solid hand. So starting off with the play, I get to go first. Starting with the Union Hanger, I get full combo, I guess. No, I get hit by an Ash, but the follow-up card, it would be the ASL core, which allows the Union Hanger to still do the full combo anyway. Equip the Union Driver, equip the Bee Buster. Buster Drake now summons up from the being and equipped. Now we get to go into a Union Carrier. We get into the A-B chain block, add the pieces back to hand. Now Union Carrier equips a Photon Orbital goes into the Galaxy Soldier, and at this point I basically have most of the play going through, but he's feeling pretty confident. He's got that Dark Ruler no more. I'm continuing with my plays, making Nova, making Infinity, making ABC, set the cards. Crucial card here that we just said, Unauthorized Reactivation, that completely counters his Dark Ruler no more. So he's gonna go with he opens with the Triple Tactics Talent, expecting everything to work on his favor, and it kind of does. So I chain the Unauthorized Reactivation to the Dark Ruler, targeting the Infinity. This provides me with a negation. Although I could have done it to the other copy of the ABC Dragon Buster, but I can just tag out the Dragon Buster anyway, so that is a more proactive play. And okay, we're just going to continue. We're going to get the A, B, and C back onto the field. Unauthorized Reactivation, equip the B, making it immune to that Dark Ruler no more. The Hanger equips another card onto the C. We get to get the B. He plays the Triple Tactics Talent. He chose to actually take control of my monster, which was probably the scariest thing he could do, probably, but I maybe could have actually just let it go to some instance, because he's just proceeded with the Red Eyes Fusion and he can't really link it off anymore, so I might actually get my card back. He's gonna try to pop my card. It didn't work because B was equipped. Remember, the Union cards, they protect from destruction, and they substitute the destruction, so there that goes, and I'm kind of okay with it. Now he goes again, he pops it this time. I don't take damage because Dark Ruler is live. He kills the Union Carrier, and now I have 4 monsters to play with. With 4 monsters to play with, I proceed to activate the B Buster Drake. He chooses to pop it, of all things. That's going to trigger out my B. Like, the thing is, it didn't really matter because I already had another piece in hand, and I had another Union Hanger, which guarantees me 4 monsters and an ABC. With 4 monsters, that just guarantees me to go into the Unicorn, which later can go into the Access Code Talker. Unfortunately, I kind of botched my own play because I forgot to actually trigger the Access Code Talker, and I'm like, what a scrub, Tom. You totally had this in the bag and you just threw it down the gutter. So we can just leave it at that. I basically lose the rest of it because I forgot to activate this, but this game was more or less in the bag. Off to a bit of a rocky start because of my own misplay, but let's start with the second game here. Now we have another demoed game here. Really slow. Open with nothing. No ABC pieces, but just got a bunch of hand traps. So I don't think I'm still going to die. He goes with the Lightning Storm, which was probably the best card he can use. Basically, I don't get to keep my cards, but I put a Dynamiscus into the graveyard just in case. He goes with the full PK combo here. I'm going to go ahead and disrupt him later on in the combo, actually, because I didn't see that he have anything to kind of push forward with. But I basically misplay hand trap after a hand trap. However, you're gonna see how powerful these unauthorized reactivations are going to be. So he's activating his Rusty. I'm gonna go ahead and destroy that from his activation, but he's gonna proceed to use gloves to dump the Fog Blade. Fog Blade brings back his Rusty. Now he's kind of got a full board. He's gonna use Raigeki on my board, which I think was unnecessary. I don't think it was useful at all. Oh, getting the terraforming here. He has an evenly matched. He has no real disruption against me except for that Fog Blade, which this reactivation will soon prove to be very useless. We're going to go into the Union Driver, go into ASL Core, basically wombo combo right here, and he's going to have to sit there and eat it for the most part. He's going to use the Fog Blade against my Union Carrier. I'm going to let it go because I'm going to activate the Unauthorized Reactivation on top, now putting the C and making it immune to the trap. Now I get to use the Photon Orbital, get the Galaxy Soldier ditches away the Crush Wyvern for cost. Now we get to add another Galaxy Soldier ditches the C. We have both A, B, and C, or rather all 3 A, B, and C into the graveyard. We're going to equip his, rather attach his Rusty onto my side so that he doesn't get to reuse it on a later turn, because in case he puts away his Fog Blade after all. And now we have an ABC Dragon Buster on the field as well, basically the same board, but now we have a second Unauthorized Reactivation still available. Continue on. We're going to go smack him in the face, and he's going to use evenly matched. We're going to negate that, and I think that's going to be the end of the game. I don't think he can actually make a full comeback from there. Dark Ruler no more, that's not going to help him. Going into game 3, we're playing against a virtual world. I go first, but I open with the brick, so I don't exactly have too much of a play because I have the driver in hand. So kind of a set 2 pass kind of deal with an ASL core equipped with a Buster Drake. Hopefully this is enough to actually stun him out. We have an Ash Blossom and an Ice Dragon's Prison. Ice Dragon's Prison, probably one of the best traps against virtual world, and also the Ash Blossom as well. Very useful stuff. We're going to use the Ash on the Lulu so that he doesn't get the additional search. But he already had a Lao, so I'm trying to minimize the amount of tuners he gets to play with. And now he's kind of forced to use the Lao in his hand, and he doesn't actually get to revive anything, so he goes into M7 to recycle his Lao. That's actually fine too. He goes for a swing. B Buster Drake gets the, unequipped, and I search a C Crush Wyvern. He goes into a Zeus. I think he probably could have stacked another card on top if he runs the card. I don't think he actually runs it. No, checking his extra deck, he does not actually run the Gaia. Okay, that's fine too. We're going to summon out the Sea Crush Wyvern. At this point, he could have sent everything into the graveyard, but if he sent everything to the graveyard, he would not have enough material, and I would get myself an A, B, and C. So he's actually waiting for the last possible moment, and my Union Hanger gets destroyed by his Chuche. Now that's baited too, so he only has one disruption left. Going to Union Carrier, he's really being patient, waiting for the ABC. So I get myself my chain, I get an A, I get basically a B, and then I equip myself a Union Driver, getting a summon of the A Assault Core. So at this point, I have enough machines. The reason why I had to wait for the Ice Dragon's Prison is so that I can actually banish an extra piece I have, and that's going to be the A Assault Core. So I'm going to banish these two, therefore he's forced to use the Zeus. So I'm going to target that, and I'll banish 2 machines instead, so he's forced to wipe the board. I get the Gamma. I'm like, alright, cool, give me a Gamma. I'll get the Buster Drake, add another card back, and now I get to summon on ABC. Now activate the Union Hanger to get the additional resource back to my hand, and I'm going to go ahead and banish his Zeus. So one of the best parts about the ABC is that I can banish level 9 if it comes up, and the Lancey is not exactly going to help him this turn because I can still banish it. He can't activate it, and he's going to do some level manipulation. He goes into Arctes, which is all right. I'm surprised that he went for this play because I can literally just banish this card, and he's gonna go for the pop. I'm gonna go for the hit, and I'm gonna go for the tag away. Don't try to target the ABC. It's really, really risky. And now I get to summon out my triple ABC piece. Now the Union Hanger activates, get myself another B. I've got like double search, double, and another retrieval. Now he's gonna go for the Lao Lao play, and because he can't even truly Cloud Castle because the card of Arctes got banished, so there is no Cloud Castle follow-up. So we're going to finish off this game, see what he's going to do. He's going to go into Beatrice. Is that a common thing? I feel like that's not exactly a common thing for people to play. But I've got ABC live already, and he makes a second Zeus against me, which is alright. I can play this game. Now I've got 4 monsters. That means he's going to go ahead and pop my Union Hanger. He's going to shuffle 2 cards back. And I'm going to go into Unicorn. I'm going to shuffle his card back. Now, I could have done something much meaner. I could have straight up just went into an Appaloosa, and then that would have completely just turned off the Zeus. No problem. But I'm going to mess with him a little bit here. And we're going to spin that card away. And now we're going to summon ABC, double ABC, and now we're going to go for a double ABC swing. So either way, it still worked out. Game 4, rematch against Dinosaur. We botched the last one. Hopefully we don't botch it again. This is a godly hand because this card did not get ashed. Like, it's really iffy. Do you want to ash it or not? So B into A, or rather B into Union Driver into A into the Union Carrier. So this is a part where if I just activated the Union Carry, it would have been much safer because he would have gammaed on that instead, and then I would chain the Unauthorized Reactivation. But you know what? It still works out in the end, I think, because it's still useful in my hand, and I can still make myself an ABC. I just don't get myself the Cyber Dragon Infinity in this particular case. Still going for the Photon Orbital because I need to throw the B into the graveyard, and that's where it kind of hurts. And now we have ABC plus a Galaxy Soldier. The Galaxy Soldier is kind of a weak fodder. I could take 1,000 damage if they go into the UCT. He special summons out his Pankratops, gets a Lost World. Lost World's gonna be very problematic because I can't target his cards. So let's just not deal with it anymore. So he's gonna go with the Soul Eating Oviraptor and try to get the token. I'm gonna chain away, so I try to pop me, and I'm going to chain the Unauthorized Reactivation on basically his Pankratops, giving myself an A, making myself immune, and I'm still on the board, still in the game. I can still tag out whenever I want. That is why I like this. This is going to be working out so amazingly. And okay, so he's going to go into Archosaur. Archosaur pop the baby. Baby's going to do things. He's got a pill. He's got a UCT. He's got a lot of things going for him. Now going to the Pentastag. Pentastag, he's probably just trying to go for the kill now. Pentastag can swing into the Galaxy Soldier. I'm going to take about 35 straight to the face. Take another 25, and then he probably hit this one as well. But he's going to go with the Giant Rex. Giant Rex, and most likely going to Dulka. Dulka trying to basically prevent me from tagging out, because if this detaches, I'm still going to be negated. What he did not expect was that my monster did not die, and like UCT cannot swing into the same monster twice, and that means after he kills all my monster, he doesn't get to go for game. So yeah, I do take massive amounts of damage. I do not know why he did not just deal straight damage here. This is so much more damage just to pierce through it. I would be at 500, but I expected to live through this, so that's exactly how I felt. Now I chain Union Scramble. There's not much you can do about this, and this is what I'm talking about. Union Scramble being super good. Like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 monsters naturally. And then if I summon this back out, now I get a 5th monster. And if he uses UCT right now, everything I can flip it back up. So what are you going to do? He just waits. And he's doing it here, flipping everything face down. B gets destroyed. Okay, well, he uses Dolka. Dolka does nothing because I have too many monsters anyway. Go into an IP Masquerena, go into like a BC chain that will start chain blocking Dolka out. And we're going to make a Unicorn that cannot be destroyed by card effects. So Dolka is not going to be a problem, but C cannot summon out. And we make an ABC, ABC, ABC. And yeah, well, triple ABC, I think that's going to be game right there. Game 5 versus Dinosaur. I do not get to go first on this one. I do not have any hand traps, so we're just gonna have to watch the Dinosaur player full combo. Luckily, we are a trap-based deck, and we have a lot of quick play spells to play with. That's what we're gonna try to work with here. If I try to do any sort of combo after they end their board, I don't think it's going to be very successful. He's going to go full wombo combo. Archosaur getting a baby dinosaur hit, which is more or less a full board. Link Karibo into a side frame. Lambda telegraphing he has a Gamma in hand, so he's got the Dolka plus the UCT. Very strong board overall. Summon out the ASL core. Not going to extend any further. He lets me go into the battle phase. I get to kill the Lambda for free, and I'm going to end phase, equip the Unauthorized Reactivation. One of the copies anyways. He summons up Petit Tyranno, uses UCT, trying to flip my guy face down. I'm going to chain and get my reactivation on, getting an ASL card, making myself immune. I try to call back the Great Petite, but he has a ghost spell. So in other words, that monster's still gonna go through, summons out an Oviraptor. Okay, and adds a miscellaneous source. He's going to go for the swing, but during the battle phase, thank God it's the battle phase, bow, and it gets an Ice Dragon's Prison, getting rid of the UCT, leaving my monster still alive because Oviraptor is not strong enough, but he does stop one of my effects, but I have ABC built in my graveyard. He's going to continue to build his board because he didn't use his Oviraptor effect, using the baby to summon a Petit Pteranodon. That's going to summon out the Giant Rex. Giant Rex is going to go into a Lagia. Not bad. I have to get a... Oh, I did get the card to bait him out using a Terraform. He has to activate the Lagia or else it's going to go too far. And we're going to use a C and the A to make a Union Carrier. He's going to stop one of the effects in the graveyard, which is the A, but then I still get to use the C, summoning out the ABC. We're going to go maximum damage here. We're going to punch through some cards first before using the Union Carrier. Now the Dolka's gone. Union Carrier is going to activate getting the Union Driver. Union Driver getting the BB gets summoned out, and we get an IP Masquerena. And then with the B and the A, we get to add 2 cards to your hand, keeping our ABC live on the field. Wow, that's actually a lot of stuff. And leaving his Lagia on board, he can't really do too much. Now he's going to use his miscellaneous. I can't stop him. I'm going to try to get rid of his Lagia. He uses his Pancratops. I think he should have popped instead the IP Masquerena. I think there was a lot more value because this is what's about to happen. We're going to go into an Appaloosa for material, getting a massive chain block on top of that. And yeah, we have another ABC already set up in the graveyard. So we get to negate most of his effects going forward. And he's going to weaken my Appaloosa to the point where the Cypherm Driver is going to run it over. And now he's going to go into an Omega to follow up. That's actually a lot of cards. However, the graveyard is already set. He's going to use Omega's effect, put back the miscellaneous. I'm just going to make an ABC. I'm stronger than you anyway. I'm going to make another ABC. I'm going to equip a Photon Orbital. And yeah, I did not use my Galaxy stuff just yet. So we're going to go into a Cyber Dragon Infinity to finish him off. Full swing back from that play. That was very, very nutty. So, bonus round. This one has a funny name on the replay. It says versus big boy boards, and there's a Macrocosmos of all things. I think this one's here to highlight how efficient it can be against some of these banish-based decks. He's playing Zodiac. I'm not sure if it's Zodiac Eldritch. We can look into it later on. But this is a game 2 for sure because I've cited in my Inspector Borders. He's going to go for the full combo into the Mega Clops. You can start with a Rapier into the Triple Xyz into the Mega Clops. Sets his Macrocosmos and his D-Barrier. Alright, well we too can play at that game. So we can play our Union Hanger. And we put up our pseudo-space. He's going to activate everything, calling fusions on his dimensional barrier, so we don't get to play with an ABC this turn. Not that we were going to anyway, because it's very difficult under the Macrocosmos, and I only plan to go into a Phoenix, summoning out the B into the Union Driver into the CC, into the Phoenix, and we got rid of it. Now, we did lose all our ABC pieces, but that Macrocosmos technically did benefit us because we have Trap Trick, and Trap Trick is going to let us use our Union Scramble. He's going to revive his cards. He's putting a lot of cards onto the board when he's expecting to go into Zeus, maybe? I don't think he expected the Union Scramble. This is what I mean by Union Scramble, just changing the flow of the game because there's just so many more monsters swinging, you know, back and forth. And he's going to go ahead and take my C, and then stun out my B in the graveyard with his Skullmeister. Then he's going to use the Drytron to pop, really just clearing one thing at a time. But the best part about this current board is that he's already used the Mega Clops effect, so he has to swing. That's only at most 21. And technically, he's still going to do over 4,000 damage to me. So yeah, I'm going to take a 1050. I'm going to take 500. Well, he takes 500, but he chooses to banish out my card. I felt like I could have taken a lot more damage. Oh, but wait, I'm only taking half damage right now because of the effect of Mega Clops. So yeah, there's only going to be 1250. I was honestly a lot more worried earlier, but this card effect does come with a little bit of a drawback. That, I think, is a bit of a misplay on his part. Going into the Zeus, I think it's a high-risk situation because I get to build my board with low resources, and if he activates Zeus, he wipes his own board, including his own Mega Clops. So yeah, I'm going to summon out the Union Hand, go into the ABC, and of course the B detaches. That's going to allow me to add another card. I'm going to swing into his Vesperado. He is actually choosing not to use Zeus. In fact, his Zeus gets to load up additional material because I destroyed something, so he gets to equip something straight from the deck, and he gets to special summon back his Rat. And now I'm going to target his Zeus, alright? And with the Zeus targeted and banished, he chooses not to use his effect. So what a waste of a ton of material. That's really unfortunate. And I'm just going to continue my play here. Ice Dragon's Prison, nothing wrong here. We're going to banish the Union Scramble to add back the A. And this is the part where he actually scoops. So we're going to look into what he's going to draw next. I can tell you, it's a D shifter. It's not going to do anything here. He's got a pseudo space that's stuck there. I can't really hit his Mega Clops, so what I'm going to do with the Mega Clops is basically I'm going to tag out my ABC Dragon Buster after I banish one more of his cards, because he doesn't exactly have a machine in the graveyard for me to revive, so that's basically a moot point here. But what's going to happen is I'm going to use the Trap to banish this. I'm going to use this to banish that. He's basically lost all of his Zodiac pieces, so he's got no threats here, and I'll be the one with an ABC the turn after. So yeah, that's basically where you get that scoop, and thanks to the Union Scramble. And that's all I got for this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, smash that thumbs up button, but I want to hear your feedback. Do you guys like the replays at the end? Should it be a completely separate video or somehow shorten the entire thing? Let me know down in the comment section, and I want to give a huge thanks to the Patreons out there. Don't give you guys enough credit, really. So Patreon champs, we have Cameron Mills, Rivlod, Patrick Roy, Elisa's Ryzen, Harrison Lynn, and Corey Naylor. Corey, you've been actually one of the longest ones out there. Jonas Boneg, Austin Hutchcroft, Jordan Wimberly, Richard Hansford, Joachim Schroeder, Andrew Cortez, Chaz Blanks, Liam Dyer, Cameron Scott, Roy K. Air, thank you all so very much. And there's Cody, Thunderblade, we have Jordan Donor, MBT. Thank you, MBT. Joseph, awesome stuff. Darcy Toes, Nikki Lee, Matt McLaughlin, and we have James Dean and Tom Motion. Sure, why not? But thank you all so much, and of course there's merch coming up very soon. I finished most of them. For you patrons, I guess you guys will get the first glimpse at the upcoming mat, and I'm going to be doing some sleeves. I'm going to be doing a lot of fun stuff, so stay tuned for that, and as always, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll